Hey guys, so this is going to be a super fun video. So, you know how in the last video where I'm like, nothing's up? Yeah, well, it happened. I am so excited. So, I'm going to take you kind of through the story, and honestly, it kind of starts in October of 2020. So, at the end of October in 2020, my friend Alexis and I went to Kansas City, and we went to go visit my place I grew up. If you want to see a video of that, I have a video. It's like where I grew up or something like that. Anyway, after we did that, we had a lot of time to spare. So we went to the mall. And I've been having engagement fever for a long time. If you're watching this and you don't know what that is, engagement fever is a real thing. Like, you just want to be engaged so bad. But anyway, we went to Kay's, and I kind of started looking at rings, sort of. So I tried them on, and a funny story, I tried this one ring, and it was a lot like this ring. It was super pretty, and then I looked at the price tag, it was like $3,600, and I was like, ooh, that is a lot of money. So then I couldn't think of my words, and I was like, I want to ask for like a cheaper ring. I just don't know how to, like, is there like a Walmart brand? Like, I don't know. But then I am not sure if I tried this one on or if I didn't, but I remember I tried on some styles like that. Okay, so that's in October. Fast forward to January 16th-ish of 2021. So Ben and I have been dating for 3 years at this point, and I don't even know how it happened, but like, we went to Wichita, and then we went to the mall. And once we got to the mall, Ben spun me around, and he's like, hey, we're doing this today. And behind him was a jewelry store, and I was like, this as in, like, was like, he proposing to me, we're gonna buy the ring, like, I had no clue. And he eventually, somehow it came out that we were just gonna go look at rings. And so we went to Kay's. One of the reasons we went to Kay's was because my dad got my mom's second ring at Kay's, and they just have like some good deals. So we went to Kay's, and we went shopping. I tried on 3 or 4 rings, and ladies, before you get the ring, you try it on, because at first I thought I wanted like an oval shape, and I tried on like a circle one of these. I tried a bunch on, and I fell in love with this one. The guy that helped us there was super nice, and they're actually having a really good sale, but I didn't think that he got the ring. So fast forward to May of 2021. Andrea and I had planned a trip to go to Taos, and so we left on Tuesday for Taos. And then somewhere in there, I want to say it's probably Wednesday or Thursday, Ben was like, hey, like, we should go to breakfast before we go to my grandparents. Because the original plan was I was going to get back from Taos on Thursday night, and then Friday morning we were going to get up early and go to Ben's grandparents' house, and then go to the sand dunes with his parents. And so Ben wanted to spend some quality time with just him and I before we went to go spend time with everybody. So, okay, cool. And I was trying to figure out places that we could eat at. And the earliest place I could think of that could get us like going was Harvest Cafe here in Inman. So, okay, 6 a.m., we're going to do that. And then he was like, hey, let's dress nice for this breakfast. And I was like, you want me to dress nice for this breakfast? And so I was like, okay, I can like wear a nice shirt. And then he's like, I'm going to wear my slacks. And I was like, so I need to wear a dress. So then I started texting my sister, I was like, hey, I need you to pick me out an outfit. So on Thursday, I text Hope, and I said, pick me out a dress to wear to breakfast. And she said, from your closet. Considering I had recently moved back from Manhattan, kind of for the summer, I only brought tank tops because we were going to Taos, and I was going to go back eventually to Manhattan to get all my other stuff. But like, I basically had no dresses in my closet. I'm like, or your closet. I said, who are you going to breakfast with? Why? And I said, Ben wants to go to Harvest Cafe on a nice date. And then I said, please pick out an outfit for me to wear. Should be home by 9-ish. Hope said, you're a brat, will do. So I said, thank you. And then during this, I realized, oh, I should probably tell Ben's wearing slacks. Ben's wearing slacks. And then also during this, Andrea was also very adamant about me getting a dress too. And so she was like we went to Walmart to try to find a cheap dress, and like the one in Taos had no dresses there. And then Andrea like was on my case about getting the dress. So then I texted her like, can you send me a picture of the dresses, please? She said, why? I'm like, Andrea wants to see. why? I'm like, because. Like, I literally did not know because I was so confused. And I was kind of like, why this whole dress? Like, I don't care. I can just wear a black dress and be fine. But Andre was like, you're not wearing a black dress to breakfast. So, I didn't. And then I lose service, but Hope sends me pictures of all the dresses. And then she said, you can try them on tonight. I brought them all home. So, also during that, Andrea and I are in the house. And Andrea always has fake nails. And one day she was like, hey, like, my nail chipped. We should get nails done. And I was like, I don't want to get my nails done. Like, I don't want to pay for it. I'll sit there and watch you get your nails done. It's like I shot that down. And then, like, Ben was snapping me too. And, like, we were at a store. And he said, nail salon, question mark? And I'm like, no, we were just going to get some souvenirs for everybody. And then somehow I jokingly said, LOL, when we get my nails done for, like, engagement. And he's like, really? Like, you know, there's a lot of things that have to happen before that happens. So then later, Andrea and I go to Walmart. And she's so adamant about the dress and the nails. At first, she's like, hey, you know, you should get some nail polish and do your nails. I'm like, okay, I can do my nails in the car. I don't like doing my nails, but I was like, I have 8-hour drive, nothing much to do. Like, I can sit there and paint my nails. And then she kind of shifted to, hey, let's do stick-on nails. She's like, yeah, I've been wanting to try stick-on nails for a long time now, and I have always had my nails done, so I've never had to try them. So I want you to be my guinea pig. So I was like, okay. I'm like, and we're like looking at all these nails, and like I'm not a big nail person. She's like looking at all these, and I'm kind of like, I don't care. Like whatever floats your boat. Like at this point I was kind of like, this is all for her, not for me. I don't know why I'm doing this. I was like, whatever. So then I have to go to the bathroom really bad. So I go to the bathroom, and I have this sense of like something's going on. So I start vlogging, which you guys have probably already seen that vlog where I'm like, I don't think anything is happening, but if something is happening, then I'm documenting it. So I start kind of doing those little clips. So Andrea found the nails, these nails. I could actually, let me go show you the package. So this is the package. It is new Impress press-on manicure, and they are short. But yeah, I really like them. So she has them in the car, thinking of nothing of it, and then she starts doing these like hand things. She wants me to like do my hands like this and then do this, and I was kind of like, this is kind of weird. And at this point, I am texting some of my friends. So then Thursday morning, I'm getting kind of like, when I'm at Walmart, I'm kind of something's happening. So I text some of my friends, Marissa and Melissa, if you're seeing this, hey. And I'm like, I might be reading too much into this, but Ben wants to go on a nice breakfast date tomorrow and is wearing slacks. Andrea wants me to paint my nails in the car on the way home, and it's adamant about me wearing a dress tomorrow. And they're like, ooh, and I'm like, but I know there's no way that Ben can afford a ring. And then I said, update, I'm getting fake nails. I am utterly confused. And then my friend Alyssa was like, maybe it's just a really fancy date. And then also, I should put in there before, I'm also texting all my other friends the same like texts, but this is the one where it's like all like in one place and is more of a story I can tell than trying to all my different texts. But I'm like texting all my friends like something's up. Except I didn't tell Andrea because I didn't want Andrea to think something was up. And so I just kept it to myself and my friends. I sent them a picture of my hand. Okay, showing them a picture of my nails. And then I said, update, my sister went to go find a dress at someone else's house. Which I thought was weird. Because I was like, why can't you just find a dress in her room? Okay, so now I'm on the way back from Taos. And I get back from Taos at like 9 o'clock. And Ben and my dad have been working on concrete. My mom is here, and we ate supper. I hand them my souvenirs, and then Ben like decides to go. And I'm like, Ben, are you sure you want to go? He's like, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow morning at 6. And I was like, okay. So I go upstairs and go to the bathroom. And I come back downstairs, and I see people outside. And it's Hope, Andrea, and Ben. And I go out there, and then Ben like comes to me, and Hope and Andrea are talking, and I'm kind of like, what is happening? Like, why is Ben trying to, like, not let me talk to Andrea and Hope? And I hugged him, and I'm like, hey, are you sure you don't want to hang out? He's like, yes, I'm sure. I was like, okay. So then we finish up talking, and then Hope and I go upstairs. And I'm just, like, sitting in my room. I'm, like, texting all my friends, like, this is just weird. Like, Ben didn't want to hang out after I got back from Taos. Andrea, like, it's just, everything's kind of fishy. And then I FaceTime my friend Reagan. And she like, dude, something is up. Like, ask Hope. But I'm like, I'm not going to ask Hope. But then Hope heard me talking. And Hope was like, Hannah, it's not happening. Like, you're not getting engaged like you thought you were. And I was like, oh. And I got like really sad. And I texted all my friends like, LOL, JK, it's not happening until like a lot longer. And like I was sad. And like I was like, I knew I had breakfast next morning. And like I knew that I couldn't lead on to Ben that I was like sad that it didn't happen. So I was like, how am I supposed to? Because then he would, like, if he knew I was sad and why I was sad, he would know that I knew, like, what was happening. And so I knew Andrea had to leave in Minden by, like, 5:30 to be in Elk City or somewhere for a photo shoot at 5:30 a.m. So I knew that, like, if he was going to propose, it couldn't happen because Andrea had to be gone. So then that night, I could not sleep. I was just, like, kind of sad and, like, overthinking everything. And I was, like, thinking, like, well, if he can't propose today, I'm like, oh, like, I'm going to Anoka this weekend. That's in Oklahoma. Like, maybe Andrea can come, like, there and he can propose there. Because, Andrea told me her summer schedule, and I'm like, there's no way in the world that basically would propose until, like, July. Because she's so busy. And so I was just, like, thinking about that. And then I was like, I got my nails done. It's not even happening. Like, what the heck? Like, I'm never getting my nails done again. And so that night, I wake up at, like, 1, 2... 4:50, and like whatever, I'm just gonna go. So I get up, I straighten my hair, I vlog that because I'm like, I'm just gonna vlog this just in case anything happens, which is funny, like looking back where I'm like, I don't think anything's happening, but just in case. And then it turned into this. So I wake up kind of early, I get myself together, and then I Snapchat Ben, and I'm like, hey, I'm up. And he's up, and I'm just kind of like, Ben's up. And I'm like, maybe we can go to breakfast earlier. So I'm like, hey, like, do you want me to come to breakfast earlier? Since he's up, like, no, like, just to, like, be here at 6:15. Like, okay, cool. So I sit here, I chill, I load up all of my traveling stuff for Oklahoma into my car, and I drive to Ben's house. So I get there, and I thought Ben was like gonna come in to my car, and we are gonna leave for breakfast. And like time keep on ticking by, and I'm like, is he not coming? So eventually I move over to the passenger side, and I just wait there for a little bit and chill. And then I'm kind of like, dude, he's like running super late. Like, we're not gonna get to breakfast in time. And so then I turn off my car and just like sit there for a little bit longer. Finally, he Snapchats me a picture of his pasture. It's like, hey, like, come out to the pasture with me. And I'm just like, okay. So I go out to the pasture. So I get there, and then he says, hey, and I'm like, hey. And then he puts his phone up on the trailer, and I'm like, like maybe he is proposing. And like FaceTiming Andrea, I'm like, I don't know. But he asked me some questions, and I'm like, yeah, this is cool. The pasture has no trees. Because the previous summer, Ben and I spent 2 weeks chopping down all of the trees in the pasture. So I was kind of like, I don't know what he wants me to see in this pasture. And then it happens. Okay, so now I am going to show you kind of a step-by-step of the engagement, because my best friend Andrea took pictures, and it was just so much fun. So I'm going to show you this. Okay, so first we get into the pasture, and Ben sets up his phone on the trailer. So I'm kind of, oh, maybe he is FaceTiming Andrea. So here's us walking. And then at this point, he takes my hand. My heart's like beating so fast. I'm like, I don't even know what is happening. And he looks at me, and then he's like getting into his pocket, and he pulls out the ring. And I'm like, what the heck? Like the box. And I was like, what is happening? And then I don't even know what is going through my head. I don't remember anything except being like, what is happening? And then, hands go to the face. He gets down on one knee. And I'm just in shock that it is happening. And he said, Hannah Elizabeth Yu, will you be my wife and wait. I can't even, I'm so bad. It's Hannah Elizabeth Yu Schreiner, will you do life with me for Christ as my wife? And I honestly did not hear the last part of as my wife. Like I was like, I don't even know what's happening right now. So these are some fun pictures of the proposal. Like I can't believe it. Like looking back on these, it's crazy to like think that I'm engaged. This one is probably one of my favorite pictures. I absolutely love it. I was like shocked that I was not expecting this at all. Like Hope throwing me off, like really helped, I think, because I was like, this isn't happening at all. And then we're hugging. And I'm just like, I was like, Ben, you have to pay for college. What about college? And like the ring, it's expensive-ish. I know it got it on sale, but I was like, what the heck? And at one point, I put it on. I don't think he puts it on. And I'm like, no offense, but it's like, it's a little big. So like, as you can see, I have a spacer thing on here. It's a 7.5, but Ben got a deal on it. And so he bought the ring and we're going to get it resized. And I called Kay's yesterday, and it takes 2.5 weeks to get the ring resized. I'm just in shock over here. Literally, my hands on my head are like, what about school, Ben? What about school? And then something like exciting happens. I don't even know how it came up. Like, we're just like hugging and doing a movement, and then boom, I say something, and Andrea pops out of nowhere, and I'm like, what the heck? What are you doing here? Like, she was like hiding so good. I guess I looked over in that direction one time, and Andrea thought she blew it, but I didn't even see her. And this is my reaction when I see her, and I'm like, what the heck? And then she shows me, she had a private story, which I'm going to share his side of the story and then her side of the story of everything that went down. And so you can kind of see all three perspectives. Because Ben and Andrea are the only two that knew about any of this. And so she's showing me the story that she made. Because like she knew like 24 hours ahead of time that he was going to do this. And they worked together. But yeah, here's some pictures of afterwards. The ring. Love the ring. It's literally so pretty. I love it. And you can tell it's a little big by the way it's moving my finger. And I got this spacer. I got a package of them for like $3 at Walmart, I think. But the pasture is a very special place to us. But yeah, these are all the pictures of that I will say. This one is my most favorite one. I love this picture of the ring. So, yeah, I'm just going to show you the rest of these really quickly. This is me when he tells me that he bought the ring in January. Like, this whole time it's funny because, like, I didn't think he had the ring, and he's had the ring the whole time. So, that is exciting. I just can't believe it. He, like, had the ring since January, and, like, I've been giving him such a hard time. I'd be like, do you have the ring? He'd be like, do you think I have the ring? And I'm like, no, you don't. And then, like, there's, like, purposely times where, like, not purposely, but, like, I had a wedding in February that Ben spent a long time with my parents. And then on Easter, I had something come up, and I had to go to a friend's house, and it was with my parents. And, like, after those times, I'm like, so, did you ask him yet? And he's like, no, I haven't asked him yet. And I'm like, dude, I've been giving you plenty of time to, like, ask for my dad's permission. But yeah, there's Andrea. Andrea, thank you for helping Ben with the proposal. Thank you for taking pictures. I'm so glad you were there. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing like my side and look forward to hearing Ben's. I'll see you later. Bye.